Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Shift. It's episode 317, and I, of course, am your host, your funky leader, the greatest man who's ever lived, and I am pumped for the show, even though you can probably tell in my voice, I'm very tired, because, hey, it's quarter-end week, so it's a quarter-end special episode, because we're drained, we're dead, we're like crawling across the floor, because there's one more day left. I don't know if I could make it, but who am I even talking to right now? Not only just you, the listeners, but it's the light bearer, the light bringer, the light bearer, bringer, the Beastmaster, Third Shift. It's Eric. He's here with me, as always, to tell us, how was quarter-end week, Eric? How's it going? Isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful?
No, quarter-end week has not been wonderful. It's been out what it always is. If you've been listening to the show, you know what this week is. Work, and just more work. You know, there's literally, as we've told you a bajillion times, you come in and there's just work nonstop. There's not like, hey, I'm going to get done today. You're not going to get done. You're just going to work from the moment you're there to the moment you leave. And then you're going to come back tomorrow and you're going to do that same exact thing.
The beautiful part is, as soon as you get done, you're like, I cleared this cart out. There's no more work on this cart. You give it to me, and in like 30 minutes, I go, hey, here's another cart full of work for you, dude.
Like that? So
happy day. Hey, give me another one. Give me another one so I can
fill it up again. Just fill it up, yeah. So it's a long, crazy process, and unfortunately, it's still not over. Got to go one more day tomorrow, as Matt said, to finish the deal, which, of course, I thought would be finished, but it wasn't. Now we got to work hard, and man, I'm done working hard. My nails are all broken up. You know, I got all my paint chipped off my nails. You know what I'm saying? I don't look all beautified anymore. So, with that, I didn't get to do too much this week or weekend because, of course, work. But I did play a few games. One, Destiny 2. Won't say much on it. Just kind of doing a little bit of the weeklies here and there. Just a couple more light levels. Still waiting to get the raid done, but with the quarter end, I was like, I'm not even going to try it. It's not going to happen. When this is all over, then we'll start talking about, getting something scheduled to do the raid. So I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about the King's Fall again once we finally do it. But until then, I also played a little bit of Overwatch, Matt. The last time ever of Overwatch, the original.
See, this is how bad quarter end is. I forgot that we did that this week. I completely forgot. I had no idea. Just like a thing that I'm going to talk about. I was like, that was like 2 weeks ago. I haven't played a game with Eric in like 2 whole weeks. No, that was this weekend. Yes, we did it.
Yep. We got about, 5 matches or so, roughly?
Yeah.
Right around there. We did about 5 matches of Overwatch. We kind of talked about it in one of our other shows, but I will say here, yes, it was competitive. Yes, it was fun. It was great to get back into it one last time. I think we went out on a good note with it overall. And, and we'll talk a little bit about what my fears and hopes and dreams are for Overwatch 2 in a little bit. But it did set me up. I'm ready. I can't wait to get into Overwatch 2 and have a good time. And I hope it is a good time, for goodness sakes. But that remains to be seen. But other than Overwatch, the only other game I played was Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, I got to ask you, Matt, all right? So I think I'm coming up on not end game, but end game. Like the last quarter, you know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, I've got Jung in my team. I've got, what's-his-face just came into the team. Zhao.
With a big blade, yeah.
Yes, he's on my team now. And basically the whole plan is we need 3 million yen to go ahead and start up this whole thing to get in opposition of the baddie. I don't have 3 million yen. I have 47,000 yen. Because I had 1 million yen, but I gave it to the one girl for a side quest to help her brother out.
Yeah.
And now I'm broke.
Uh-huh.
Now, I thought, okay, let me go sell my stuff. So I sold a bunch of crap I didn't need. I'm only at maybe 200,000 yen. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. This is not going to work. And I went, I know Shay and Matt, of course, talked about that wonderful business that you can start up, and then it makes money on money on money on money. And I have a couple special ranked individuals that I could hire for that group that I've gotten through doing side quests and all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm sure with those I could probably make it work and actually make a lot of money and be okay. And I said, well, I want to beat this game. I love this game, but I want to finish it. I'm at that point now where I'm done. I don't want to do no more. I just want to get it done with. And I went, Eric, how about this though? How about you go into that infinite dungeon thing that they always told you about that you never touched? Maybe that's where you'll make your money. I said, I don't know. I have no idea what's in there. So I was like, screw it. I'll go in there and check it out. And I'll ask Matt more about it, but I never got the chance. I went in there the other night, and it's cool. It's great. Once again, I'm in no mood to play anymore, though. I want to beat the game. I'm in full focus mode. So we're up going through these damn labyrinths.
So I have to interject. It is cool and it's great. You have to say it like it actually is. I know you're sad and you don't want to do it, but it is cool and it is great.
Honest to God is. If I'd have done it earlier, I would have loved it. I would just love grinding, listening to music, having a fun time, going against these rare bosses as I went through these dungeons and kept going and going and going. And then, of course, it's really cool and challenging because you'll come up against enemies that can only be defeated in like certain ways and certain things. And then you got to kind of figure out what the weaknesses is, and you got to actually utilize their weaknesses to beat them. Otherwise, you're going to sit there and just beat your head against the wall forever. I'm 100% appreciative of all that, but I'm done. Me and Yakuza, great time. I need to finish this game. We're running real short on time, and I got a lot to do. I got a lot of games I got to get done before the end of December. So I'm like, all right, Yakuza, you've been great, but I got to finish. And then to boot, it's only giving me like 10,000 yen at the end of each battle. This isn't going to work. Matt, I need 3 million yen quick. Is the business it? Is that the route I need to take and then expedite as fast as humanly possible to get this 3 million yen? Or is there somewhere I can go? Or if I go deep enough into the dungeon, because I'm still in it. I saved in it last night, and I don't remember what level I'm on, but for about an hour and a half solid, I played through it. Which way to go? Now,
the dungeon, you mean the elevator thing that you go up and down and you talk to the robot?
Yeah. No. I mean the sewer one.
No, Eric, no.
Get out of the sewer. Get out of the sewer. Okay.
Go away from that. The cool dungeon thing is this elevator thing where you talk to a robot, but don't even think about that because the way to make the money is the real estate minigame. Oh, yeah. And it will start off slow, but once you do it, once you have the formula for that level that you're at, like you start off as Derposaurus, just do the Derposaurus thing. And then you get enough to buy the next big shop. Once you have enough people to man the shop and you're making a profit each time, then you just grind. And it takes, 30 seconds per business round. Then you have the fun mini game of the board meeting, but that takes like 45 seconds. So that's how you do it. Yes.
Okay.
Look up a guide so you can buy the 2 best properties. At each level, there's like 2 best properties that will give you the most. So buy the one, grind until you get enough to do the other, then zip.
All right, that's what I'm gonna do then, because I gotta get this money and rock and roll. I'd love to keep going, just casual, but I'm running out of time, and I don't want to drop Yakuza because I might not get back to it, and that's not even acceptable. I got to get through this.
You can't even sell stuff. You got to keep everything because that's all used for crafting the stuff for the ultimate weapons and all the stuff you're not going to do.
No.
But it makes me so mad.
Now, mind you, I didn't sell gear. I only sold the gold plates, silver plates, bronze plates.
Okay.
That junk stuff or whatever. I just sold all that. No, I
thought you meant like the other stuff that seems like junk now, but it becomes crafting items later.
Oh, you know me. I can't do that.
You said selling everything, so I was like, man, you're selling shirts, man. You're selling shoes, you're selling weapons.
This is how bad it is. I want to finish this game so bad, Matt. But I saw these things that were going to give me like 150,000 yen a piece, and I had like 8 or 7 and this, 1 or 2. But since it wasn't that junk that literally just says "sell me for junk," I went, I can't. And I don't even know what it's for.
That's right.
I don't even know what it's for. But I was like, I just
told you what it's for.
I know,
it's for
you
that.
did just tell me, but I went, I didn't know what it was for at the time. But still, even then, I was like, I don't know. I can't sell it. But Eric, you could probably get like a million yen and add it up after all that. No, can't do it. I don't know what this is for. I'm not going to do it. Walked away. So I still got it.
Last question. We're going to move on from the Yakuza stuff.
Yep.
Did you sell any of like the starting weapons?
No.
Because those become the ultimate weapons. So there you go.
Jeez, oh Pete. I'm glad I didn't. But that is kind of shitty that they let you actually get rid of them if they become the ultimate weapons.
Well, you can sell them, but you can buy them from other places.
Oh, okay.
Or craft them. Because I sold one. I didn't sell all of them. I sold one, and I went, why does, for whatever job, why does that become the best weapon? And I went around and found it somewhere else. So.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
You can sell it, but you can get it back, so it's not bad.
So it's not terrible. Okay. So, anywho, that's what I've been up to in Yakuza. I'm having a great time, but I am definitely wanting to finish up that game so I can get to some other stuff I got to finish for end of year discussions. And that's been my week. What about you, man? What the hell have you been doing?
Now, again, I completely forgot that we played Overwatch, so that was something that I did, and it was fun and it was great, and I wish we could have gone all night, but quarter end, ha. But then the day before that, the thing that I forgot that I thought was like 3 weeks ago, I went and saw the Second City over at the Wharton Center. The famous improv group, comedy group. They had a show there. It was kind of like half like mini little sketches, like little teeny snippets of like Saturday Night Live type of sketches. And then they did bigger improv things where people shouted out stuff and they built a scene all around it. Really fun. As always, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, man, I don't take offense to this because I don't mean it this way. I wish my friends and I were funny. Like, we could do this and, like, improv and be, go around and just do stuff with people. I mean, I'm not like an improv guy, but there are these places that have improv classes, and you do the kind of stuff that gets you used to this kind of craziness. I'm like, man, because they did that, like, as the closing. They did a couple of, like, the improv games or, like, improv things they do to... I don't know, when you're in those classes, you do the yes and, or you do like the freeze and then jump in and change the scene. And I was like, man, that looks like a lot of fun. It just looks like so much fun. And then obviously doing it and making people laugh and being funny and making yourselves laugh. I don't know, but it was a great show. There's not much to say about a comedy show. I laughed and I had a good time, just like with Craig Ferguson a few weeks ago. It was funny and I enjoy it. On the video game front, played Mini Motorways every day before work, except for the last couple days, because I literally sit here in this chair and I just like stare at my computer screen. Then I look at my watch and I stare at it some more, and I look at my watch and I go, guess I gotta go to work. But after work, I've been playing Saints Row, and you'll be sad to hear this, Eric, but I just got the platinum in Saints Row tonight. And here's a beautiful story, though. It's a great story, because I knew a couple of them were, story related. Beat the thing, do the stuff, whatever. There's a group in there called the Idols. Weird people with weird masks on their face. And one of the achievements, one of the trophies is kill all the members of the Idols Collective. They went, okay, And it's a challenge in the game, too. You can just check it on your phone. I went, okay, well, I've got like 3 of 6. I don't know where they are, though. Let me look it up just to make sure. Look up. Beautiful webpage says, hey, don't worry about this challenge at all. You can't miss any of these. They all are related to all the missions you do. So by the end of the game, you'll just have done them all. I went, yes, sweet. There's one to not worry about. And I played the last Idols mission, and I killed 2. So I looked at my challenge list in-game, and it said 5 of 6. And I started the next mission, and it went, this is the last mission, and it had nothing to do with the Idols. I went, oh. So I beat the mission, beat the game, got some trophies from that. I went, So I did all the missions where I'm supposed to fight all the idols. I did all the stuff around, the open world where I'm supposed to fight 1 or 2. I did these other side missions where I fought them, but I'm still missing 1. Google the internet. Go. Oh, well, there is kind of a bug on this one, because one of the open world things, it spawns 1, but if you kill too many of its ads, the mission will complete before you've killed it. You can either kill the 1 or kill the ads. So if you do that, then you're kind of screwed. Great. So I go, okay, well, you know what? Whatever. I'm used to this. I've started up some of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters again to get a couple trophies that I somehow missed or were somehow glitched from a patch. I've done it before. It's fine. So I'm in my head planning my second playthrough. I could speed run through stuff. I'm not going to do any open world stuff. I'm just going to storyline missions, go. That's how we're going to do it. Okay. But there is another trophy that I need to get for pranking a co-op partner. I haven't played co-op at all, whatever. Jump in the co-op. I jump into this person's game, some random person I've never heard of before, whatever. They're just doing open world stuff. Okay, I'll hop in the car with them, because you have to do certain things to, complete a couple challenges, and then you can prank them. You do a couple things in the world, and then you can prank, and the one I pranked, had a swarm of bees that just chased them all around. But anyway, So I hop in the car with them. I'm like, all right, let's see what they're doing. They roll up to this open world area, and we get out, and there's a bunch of idols there, and I don't think anything of it until I hear one go, "Ha ha! This is for the collective! Rah!" And a collective person goes thunk into the middle of all these idols. And I went, oh my God in heaven. And I pulled out my badass assault rifle, and I ran straight up, and I shot that collective member in the face like half a dozen times, and they went dead. And it went challenge completed, and it went fling, trophy unlocked. This random person, completely random person at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, just joined up by random, didn't even know, just clicked on matchmaking and went, you're going into their game. They were 2 feet away from this goddamn challenge that I needed to complete my trophies so I could get that one, not have to do a second playthrough. Now I have the platinum in that game. I got it today. I tweeted out to Volition. They haven't liked my tweet yet. They better like my tweet. They can't ignore me like they ignore you.
Oh, like everybody ignores me when I do my platinums? Yeah.
Exactly. But man, it felt so good. I was like, I'll get my one trophy and then start my other playthrough. Wait, what? Oh my God. It was great. It was wonderful. And now I have the platinum in a fantastic game. God, the game is so good. It was so awesome. Anybody who maligns it, if you go on Twitter and look under Saints Row, everybody hates it. Why? It's amazing. It's great. All through the end game, the story is a little weird, but all the end game stuff, it has all those Saints Row feels. Like I've said before, it's goofy, it's violent, but the core of Saints Row is like about your friends and your family, like this group you roll with. And this game has that in spades. I couldn't believe it. I was just smiling, like ear to ear, watching these ending scenes. Great. Fantastic. And now, in a good way, I get to put it aside. I get to move on to whatever's next in my PS5, one of which is going to be Overwatch 2, which I did play today, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But the other game that I teased on the What You Playing, because I couldn't talk about it because it technically happened in October. I was sitting at work again. I bring my Vita to work every day. Haven't played my Vita in like months. Wow, man, Vita, I feel so bad for you. And I opened it up, and it had Vita games on it. It had PSP games on it. It has old PlayStation games on it. And man, there's so many things. I pulled up a little random choice generator thing off of Google. I put in 4 video game names, and I hit it like 10 times, and I looked, and it said Valkyria Chronicles 2. And I said, okay. And I started it up. Man,
it's a good game.
I love those games. I played the first one and got stuck at some BS mission that I hated. I played a ton of 4 and still haven't gone back to that one. So running around doing the scouts and the shock troopers and the lancers and all the stuff, it feels so good. The presentation for the story stuff is a little hinky because it's kind of more of a visual novel style, so you get like the character art pop-ups and the voice lines and stuff. But man, getting in there and just moving the units and shooting people and hiding in the grass and throwing a grenade and all the... Oh, man, it's so good. I love that series so much. So that's the one I was talking about where I started playing it and went, man, I need to play all of these. Every single one of them, because they're all so good. But that was my week, other than Overwatch 2, which we'll get into in a second, because the other thing that happened today, it wasn't just me playing Overwatch 2, finally getting in after 799 people were in the queue in front of me. Did you see the Super Mario movie teaser trailer? I know you did.
Oh, of course I did. Man, I was so stoked for this thing. I couldn't wait to see what the hell it was going to be all about. The star power here is ridiculous. I mean, Jack Black, everybody, Chris Pratt obviously is Mario, which is what everybody's been waiting to hear. They finally unveiled it today. And for one, I was impressed. Yeah. I loved the trailer. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was hilarious. It was a good time. It set up everybody just the way it needed to. And then, of course, it answered the question. Mario, he comes plummeting down from the pipes from probably the real world, which is the way it goes. And he went, oh, where am I? And immediately off we go. Toad's right there to introduce him to the whole wide world. And off on our adventure, we get to have, of course, the opener was Bowser. It was just so cool to see him just be a powerhouse, be that, awesome entity that Bowser is supposed to be. I was impressed. It totally got me excited to see this movie. I can't wait.
Yeah, I 99% agree with you on that. I am very pumped to see the movie. There is still something in my brain though when I see Bowser speaking with a human voice. I go, "Oh," my eye twitches just a hair. And when I see Mario speak, but I did appreciate that they gave him Chris Pratt gave him kind of like a little bit of like a New York accent, like old Super Mario Brothers movie type of accent, and I loved it. But it still is like that tiny bit of dissonance in my head of like seeing Super Mario's animated face, which was a little different, which kind of put him in that Brooklynese world. But hearing not the Mario voice, it was like, ugh. But everything else about the trailer, I loved it. Everything looked amazing. I'm always amazed when I see an animated movie because I don't see a lot of them. But like, I'm always reminded of like, wow, how awesome animation is. Like when the penguins came out and they like their faces and their actions, it wasn't just like silly animated stuff. It was like so detailed and real looking. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like it looks so lifelike on these animated creatures. It was just incredible.
Yeah, just the amount of detail in it was just astounding.
Yeah.
And of course, I knew it was going to be just because Nintendo's backing this whole thing.
Right.
So there's money and money and money and money at play. They're not going to let this fail. It's too big of a thing. So I knew from the word go it was going to be probably at least decent. But then after seeing this, yeah, with all the awesome minutia and everything involved, I was 100% sold on it. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I do want to hear is a little bit more of Chris Pratt because he had that little bit of New York, but then there was that tiny bit of Mario voice almost too. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, how's he gonna keep that up? Is he gonna kind of like go in between them? Like he's morphing into Mario more and more, so he's going to lose more of his New York accent and then more into the Mario, Italian generic craziness? Or is he kind of just trying to meld them together for his own voice as Mario? Mm-hmm. I kind of want to see how it's going to go. I'm not hung up on it, though. I'm not, a lot of people are like, oh, Chris Pratt, that's the worst ever. It's Chris Pratt. That's not what I'm talking about. But I am interested just to kind of see where he goes with it. And as long as it feels like Mario, I'm 100% on board.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm not going to be hung up on it. Just seeing it the first time, it just feels weird. But I know after like 3 minutes in the movie, that's just going to be what Mario sounds like. Mm-hmm. That's just going to be how Bowser sounds. And I think Bowser sounds good. It's just, usually he's just, and then subtitles on the bottom. So for now, it weirds me out just a little bit, but I'll get used to it. And it looks great otherwise. I like it.
Yeah, can't wait to see Princess Peach. They kind of teased Luigi. Can't wait to see
Luigi.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. There's, like I said, there's so many voices and so much star power involved. There's nothing but fun coming out of this movie, in my opinion, which, of course, what was it, April, the release date? Did you catch that?
I didn't catch it at all. I was so excited to see it, and I went, yay! Because I got home and I put on YouTube, and it was like, hey, randomly, one of your suggested videos, Nintendo Direct, Mario the movie, and I went, huh? I think I had heard that this was going to happen, but it's quarter end, so I completely forgot what days are, and I clicked on it all excitedly, so I was just too hyped about that to even catch any details. That's all.
Well, it's early April, I know that. Obviously, you all need to go check out the freaking trailer for yourselves anyway, so when you do, you'll see it's April something, early April if I'm not mistaken. Definitely give it a shot, take a look. I was impressed, and yeah, I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to take the girls to it, and we're going to get popcorn, we're going to get pop. It's going to be a whole shebang. They're going to love it. I'm going to love it. Amanda will probably even go because she's beaten all the Mario games up to this point, so she at least loves Mario, and she loves Donkey Kong, and guess who's also in it? Donkey Kong's also in it. So this has nothing but potential. Can't wait to see what it does. And two quick things before we get to the last part, which will be the Overwatch 2. Is I do want to state, and I know Matt don't care, but you know what? I'm saying it anyway. The Bloober Team, Matt.
Who?
Bloober Team came and they announced that the Medium TV series adaptation is coming.
Medium? Isn't that just that average, like, kind of crappy game? It's kind of boring. You got fixed camera angles. What is this?
Man,
what is this? 1973?
Yeah, nobody knows fixed camera angles. Get on board, everybody.
Just an average game.
This ain't like Silent Hill. This ain't like Silent Hill. Silent Hill's like PT, right? It's first person, and you're in like a haunted house, and there's no actual correlation to anything about Silent Hill. That's Silent Hill, right?
Nobody's actually said that. I don't believe that.
Oh,
I don't believe
this
it.
ain't Silent Hill.
That's
Yeah,
not
no.
what anybody says.
No, they do. But they say this isn't the new Silent Hill. This is the way Silent Hill should be moving.
There you go.
They want Silent Hill to move forward into first person like Resident Evil has, etc., etc. And to them, I can say, go take this knife and shove it where the sun doesn't shine.
But see, Eric, you say that, but Resident Evil changed. And you said, I don't like more Resident Evil being changed. And then you love the latest one. So,
do,
Eric,
but I don't
take that
love it,
same
no.
knife. You take that same knife and you shove it where the sun don't shine.
You know why I love the new one? It's because I don't think it's Resident Evil anymore. I just go, this is just a really cool ass game that Capcom's making. I don't go, this is Resident Evil. No, Resident Evil, the way I remembered it, was Resident Evil 2 remake. Was Resident Evil 3 remake. Those are Resident Evils.
However you need to justify it to yourself, Eric. Just accept it.
God.
Just
You know
accept
what?
it.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Anyway, tell me about the show. Tell me about the show that you want to do.
I don't even care.
Yes,
you know,
you do.
you know you're
Shut
gonna
up,
watch
Eric.
it. You're all gonna kill it. You're all gonna sabotage it. It's gonna die. So it doesn't matter. But
Actually,
I was
wait, no,
excited.
that's a lie because like that. What was it? The Haunting at Hill House that was super popular. All these horror TV
really
shows
was,
and internet series are all super popular. So people are gonna love the medium if it's creepy, if it's scary, if it spooks and creeps.
There you got a point. If general masses, people who don't care about video games, enjoy it because it's just a really cool Haunting at Hill House type adventure types, whatever series. And by the way, quickly, it's got the folks that made The Witcher on Netflix behind it because it's coming to Netflix. The people that did The Witcher, they're making this. So it's got potential at least to have, some quality to it. But you're 100% right. If people who don't know the medium just want to watch it for the horror and the fun, then they're going to like it. But the gamers, the gamers, they're going to come out and it's going to be a shit show. But you're right. I do hope that the general public just enjoys it for being a really spooky and strange ass, cool series that comes out and is a lot of fun. And I will have fun with it because, as you know, it was my game of the year and I really love the medium. So I was just excited to, let everybody know.
I heard there was some kind of wheelchair scene that's super scary. I don't know.
Oh, it's wonderful. And that's where the whole game shifts. It goes into like this whole different arc at that point. So great time, Matt. You should check it out one of these days, but you got to play 13 Sentinels before you do that one. So, and maybe finish Into the Breach or maybe finish Catherine, the Ultimate Edition, or maybe.
How's Metroid Dread going, Eric? How's Dread going?
I know. I'm not throwing stones as in like, you don't got stones to throw at me. I'm just saying there's a couple games that I do want you to beat. Just a couple.
But the last thing we do need to talk about, speaking of games that need to be beaten, but you can't beat this game because it's a live service, always on multiplayer game, it's Overwatch 2. How much Overwatch 2 have you played, Eric? Tell the people. Tell us.
0.
Yay. No, wait,
0.
no, that's not true. I know you've started it. I know you've pressed X.
Oh,
and I know you've seen a
pressed
giant
X.
number.
Oh, I've seen the numbers. I did the number game. So if you want to consider Overwatch 2 a game, as in I watch numbers go down and then it kicks me out and wastes my time, then I have played the Overwatch 2 game. Because Overwatch 2 came out, it got DDoS attacked. It was having its own server issues to boot. Couldn't handle. It's a free to play game now, so you got bajillions of people trying to come in. How they didn't think that this was going to be a thing is beyond me. They did, but then they got DDoS attacked as well, so it was just double the trouble. That's a Pokemon reference coming at you. It was too much. They couldn't handle it. That whole first night, I kept trying and trying and trying.
They didn't prepare for trouble or make it double. Now, Sam, I'm with you. I know what we're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. So I tried. I did try to play, and it wasn't letting me in. And then just yesterday, I thought maybe it's calmed down a bit. So I tried to get in a couple times. It did the same exact thing. It kept kicking me out. It was like 40,000 and then 28,000. I was like, okay, I'm not, you know me. It's the same thing I always tell you guys, gals, etc. I don't have a lot of time. I just don't. I got like an hour and a half to 2 hours a night to do anything. So I'm not going to sit here and keep trying to push, get in. So I was so disappointed.
I feel you because last night when I had beaten Saints Row and I hadn't gotten the multiplayer thing yet, I was like, okay, I beat it. I'm mentally preparing for the second playthrough like I talked about. Let me go on Overwatch 2 and see if I can get in because it's the second day. Here we go. And I booted it up and it said 2,999 in the queue in front of you. I went, okay, well, let me sit and see if it's a slow ticker down, if it's a big jumps down, what it is. And I sat for 2 or 3 minutes, and I was listening to stuff on my phone. I was doing other things, and it got to be 10 minutes, and I looked back, and nothing. I went, okay, going back to Saints Row and had the miraculous thing. Went back later after I was done, because it was already getting to that point where I was staying up too late, so might as well just stay up super late. Who cares? Load up Overwatch 2, $19.99 in the queue in front of you. Hey, maybe it'll move now. It didn't. So, smash cut to today after work. Got the platinum for Saints Row, sent out my tweet. I went, okay, it's time. Delete it off the console because it's done. Overwatch 2, where you at? $7.99 in the queue in front of you. Okay. Waited 5 minutes. It went down to like $6.99. I went, okay, I'm going to start doing some stuff around the house. I left it up here, and I just went and took care of some things hither and yon. Occasionally look back. Oh, it's down to $5.99. Oh, it's down to $4.99. Oh, it's down to $3.99. Oh, it's down to $32. Plop my happy ass here, put my headphones on, grab my controller, expecting to get kicked out like everyone was getting. And I saw a beautiful cinematic, and I saw it say Overwatch 2, and it had all the game modes on the side, and I went, oh boy, I can't wait. Let me look at my hero stuff first for some reason, because that's what I do anytime I boot up Overwatch. I don't play it, I gotta look at my hero stuff. And I looked at it, and all my heroes are so shiny. It's so stupid, because we just played Saturday or Friday or whenever it was on Overwatch 1. But everything's so much shinier and fresher and newer looking. It's not like a generational leap like from Borderlands to Handsome Collection or anything. But like looking at it, I'm like, wow, everybody looks so good. And I got into some matches and I went, man, even these old maps, they look so fresh. They look so new. I feel like I was looking at them like from the One Corp eyes before, and I went to Candyland eyes. It looks so good. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know what they did because it's not so noticeable. The graphical style is still the same, that cartoony style. But every match I was in, I was just like, man, it feels fresh. And I had my nice headphones on, and the positional audio was just all over the place. It was just, it felt really good.
Now, that's where my concern comes in, is I did watch a bunch of Yahoos playing Overwatch 2, and everybody knows Orissa's my main. I love to do Orisa. I love the tanking little aspect of it, but in Overwatch the OG, it was 6 players instead of 5, because it's, they cut down to 5. So now instead of 2 tanks, there's only 1. And I told you before I even saw any of this video, I said that troubles me, because what does that mean for your team composition? What does that mean for the importance of the tank and healer and the damage? You know what I mean? All that works. And you said, don't worry about it, dude. Me and you're going to heal, I'm going to tank, we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I still believe it. I'm still doing Orisa because Orisa's my jam. However, I watched a lot of gameplay last night while I was doing Yakuza and stuff. And everybody that went tank, they were doing Orisa and they were doing Roadhog. And they were getting pissed. Because every team match they were in, where there was a team that was actually trying, the tank, they were just getting focus fired like nobody's business, getting smoked over and over and over again. And they kept going, without a team, you might as well never play a tank in your life. This sucks. This sucks. That's all I heard. This sucks. This sucks as a tank. This sucks as a tank. This sucks as a tank. If you ain't got a team backing you up or smart DPS, don't play a tank. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. And I went, that terrifies me.
I'm giving Eric the don't worry about it hands, because you got the team backing you up. You got the good DPS and the good heals backing you up. That's me as Moira.
Because you do both now, though. I don't know, man.
Check it out, Eric, because every game that I was in, and I was in the arcade mode, which is still there, and it rotates on the daily, and I think there were like 5 different ones that rotated on the daily. Half the time, I was the only healer in there. And I was DPSing, and I was keeping those fools alive. Now, I couldn't keep them all alive all the time, but I was keeping, because there were usually 2 tanks, actually, in all the games that I played. There was usually a Diva and a Junker Queen, because everybody wants to play Junker Queen. So I could usually keep one of them alive. Hey, I only got to keep 1 tank alive, and that's you. And then I was murdering, just absolutely murdering, because, and I have to say this, and it only really affects me, because I'm the Moira main, in the beta, her damage ball was changed to like a a DPS debuff ball. You can throw it out and it would just like an Ana thing or like a Zenyatta thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, okay, well, I'm going to play Moira, but I'm going to be sad. And I looked across the map at the little entry hole and I threw out the ball and it went out and it went and I saw health bars go. They changed the damage ball back to damage ball. I'm just the best Moira that there is. And, oh, man, it felt so good. But I could do heals. I can do good heals, Eric, and I can do good DPS. You know that. You've seen it in your face, right in front of you, or right behind you. So have faith, dude. I'll keep you alive.
Well, I have it's not that. The problem is old Orisa also had my shield.
True.
So even if you had the drool coming out your mouth and you went frothing away to go murder, which you did sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I could protect myself. I was like, okay, I'll just put my shields up. I'm gonna turret like nobody's business. I'm sending these yahoos, and I'm using my little gravity ball and sending them all sorts of places, and then you'd come back and eventually, and boom, 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 heal, and away we go. I don't have the shield anymore. I don't have it, and I don't know what that means for Orisa yet because I haven't got to play as her myself, so I don't really know what the cohesion there and how that's all gonna work out at the end of the day.
Well, see, I think the beauty of it is you mentioned the gravity ball, which I don't remember if that's still in here, but you got the javelin, which pushes people away from you. And then now I've only played against like 2 Orisas, and one of the games was a super stomp, but her javelin twirl thing that she does, when I did that, I don't think I did any damage to her, or at least the other team that was shooting bullets, and I was throwing balls from far away. But I feel like that's obviously it doesn't stay up near as much as shield. But I think that's oh crap, zzz, and then she still has Fortify on top of it, and then she has the Javelin Throw to get out of here, so maybe.
Yeah, I saw Fortify stay, and I was super happy about that, because Fortify was just a typical go-to.
Yeah.
I'm taking Heavy Fire, boom, Fortify, da-da-da, boom, now I'm okay, I can maneuver, get out of it. So that being there gives me hope, but losing that shield, yeah, definitely. It is scary, but if the Javelin does put up like a diva type, reflect damage, gimmick for a few seconds, however long it is, at least that's something to keep me going. And it looks like her damage has been greatly improved. So also I'll get to kill enemies faster. So that's pretty cool too. It's a lot of potential. Yeah. It's just I haven't got to play it yet. And so I'm over here like, nah, man, I need to see what the hell's going on here.
Well, I do have to think, and it's been a while since we've played a normal game of Overwatch 1, but I went up against a lot of Junker Queens, obviously, and I went up against the Roadhogs, and I feel like maybe they just need to tune the tanks a little bit more, because I felt like even I was able, this is going to sound really bad, I was able to take them down pretty easy, but I mean pretty easy for me, because like in Total Mayhem, like when we were playing on Friday, I couldn't do anything to a Roadhog. Here, if I stayed on him and he wasn't doing his healing, I could slowly chip him down. Same thing with the Junker Queen. If I got the ball out and hand and I had it go past and ricochet, I could slowly whittle them all down. Versus I feel like back in the day it was harder to do that, or maybe it's just because we haven't been playing normal anymore and I was playing normal here. But maybe they just need to tune those up a little bit more. Again, I don't really know, but that's an easy solution. Is just turn up either their health pool in general or just their damage resist, and off you go. Yeah,
I definitely want to check out Roadhog too, because the 2 individuals I saw yesterday, when they were playing Roadhog, they weren't using the healing like they should. They were like trying to save it like it's an ultimate kind of thing, and I'm like, no, you pop heals.
You pop it all the time
as soon as you need it. Like the minute you need it, or the minute it's up and you need it, you use it. But they kept saving it. Like they were they'd always go in for the grapple hits and then the shotguns, and if they took damage, then use it. But otherwise, they're getting pinged and panged while they're trying to maneuver. They wouldn't use it. And I'm like, you're dying. Use your heal. You use your heal.
You need to keep yourself in that mid-range so that when it comes off cooldown, you can use it to top up instead of just... It's got to go all the way down, and then you only fill yourself up to 75%.
Just 50, 60, whatever it is.
I noticed that on most of the Roadhogs I fought, is they were all going like pure DPS and not taking care of themselves, which is why I was able to whittle them down. And I don't know, I was playing it in a lot of no limit, just so I could play as Moira in case someone else picked her. And I had a bunch of matches where it was like 3 divas and me and 1 DPS. So I don't know if maybe like they made changes to diva. I don't know anything about any of that, but maybe Diva's stepping up. Maybe that'd be something fun to do. If Roadhog's not and Orisa aren't where it's at, maybe they made some changes to Diva too. I'm not sure.
Well, I also like, obviously we can't both do it, but I do like Lucio as a healer as well. So
Yeah.
I was always the go-to. But I'm also, I wouldn't mind getting to see what Junkrat's got to give. I used to play as him a whole bunch early on. So if I have to go DPS, I'd love to do Junkrat, see what he's all about now. So there's a lot of options. But I hope to remain, of course, Tank and Orisa. I'll never go Reinhardt. I just hate Reinhardt. I've never liked him, so it's impossible.
You got a big shield, though, dude. Come on.
No, don't like it.
But yeah, I didn't play too many matches, but what I did play, I absolutely loved. Especially now, since it's all new, people are playing all the new characters, and they're not any good as them, so I can just eat them up. I was eating up so many, what's your name, Kirikos, and Joker Queens.
New Kiriko, yeah.
And Sojourn. I was eating up so many of those. It was so good. Felt great. Nothing else to say. It felt new and it felt fresh, even though it's mostly the same, just because it looked so shiny and new. And it just felt, I don't know, maybe it's because I haven't played too much on the new setup here that I have. It felt like intense.
Oh, I'm with you. I can't wait to play it. Having only watched it, leaves me just salivating at the mouth. In fact, when we get off here, I was going to try one more time to see if I could at least get a match or two in.
Mm-hmm.
And see what happens, see what comes of it, so that way next week we can really start deep diving in, because of course we're going to be talking some Overwatch. It's just the way it's going to be, because we're both excited to play it and have some fun with it. So I look forward to it. I hope they get their server issues under control, so everybody can get in there and enjoy the hell out of this game.
Absolutely. So what about you out there in podcast listener land? Are you excited for Overwatch 2? Are you excited for the Super Mario movie? Are you excited about the medium? Are you excited about the other topic that we didn't talk about because neither of us know about it? Do you know about it? Let us know about it.
Kojima.
Via the email thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @thirdshiftme, and find us on Facebook under Third Shift.
Indeed, you can find us over there. You can also find us on the Patreon. Oh, it's Patreon. You're the Patreon. Patreon. You're the Patreon. Gotta get that right.
You got it reversed. You're on Patreon. You're the patron.
Oh my God. See, I had it right the first time. I doubted myself, just like I'm doubting myself all week. Quarter and please be over, for God's sakes. Let me rest. But you can head over there to the wonderful Patreon. You can donate $1, $2, $3, any kind of bucks, all of it. It's a little tip jar, helps us out, keeps the lights on, pays the bills, keeps us on the internet, lets us buy games and do crazy things to play, equipment to keep us on this podcast with you, for you, having a good old time. If you say, I am poor, or I cannot possibly give you any money, you can help us out by watching the show, by going over to Twitch and hanging out, throwing the Twitch Prime sub that way, or mailbag questions, topics, things like that. Anything you want to hear about, talk about, or let us know about, 5-star reviews, all of it helps us keep the lights on and keep everybody happy, including ourselves and including you, of course. So think about it. Maybe possibly do it.
Also think about, and maybe possibly definitely do, listen to the very next episode, which should be dropping on the 13th of October, unless something else gets in the way, who knows. And you can find that episode on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, hey, if you like what we're doing and you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out, and we really do appreciate it.
Indeed we do, just like we appreciate those 5-star reviews. Matt didn't come busted in like Kool-Aid Man through the wall. He didn't tell me we had one. Man, I am so disappointed in you fools out there. And I'm not even going to say that. I redact that statement. I'm so disappointed and sad because, you know what? Halloween's coming around, and I thought for sure somebody would give us a spooky fun time, give us a 5-star spookathon. Do you want to hear a spooky, scary story? Hey, maybe give us some 5-star reviews, but that's up to you. I guarantee you ain't going to get one, though, unless I can see one. You know what I'm saying?
See, I think the problem is there's so many people in line trying to give us a 5-star review, they can't get through. There's so many people in the queue. There's like 900,000 people ridiculous. In the queue. So whenever iTunes opens up so they can allow you to give us a 5-star review, make sure you're sitting there at your computer and you can type it in. Great guys are awesome. Love them. Hey, more Overwatch 2, please also. Yes, thanks.
Mm-hmm. That'd be perfect. And then we get so many that bust through that all of a sudden we've got 2K, we've got everybody, Rockstar, everybody's going, oh, we need you, Eric and Matt. Oh my gosh, we totally need you. All of a sudden, instead of us relying on you to get the games and do the things, they're just handing it. We're just like candy falling on us. Now we're playing all the games. Now I'm quitting. I don't got quarter ends anymore. You want to hear me stop talking about quarter ends? Boom. That's it. I don't have a quarter end no more. Now, you know what I'm doing? I'm playing video games. That's all I do. Wow. Think of that future, folks. When all I got to do is play tons of games for you. Woo-hoo, doggy.
But until that future comes, there's nothing else to say but...
Shut up and sit down.